So what do you do when it's Wednesday night and you have no idea what to make for dinner? You've got to try this salmon fried rice. Hey guys, I'm Nikki Sizemore. Welcome to my kitchen and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make salmon fried rice. This is one of my go-to weeknight meals. It's so nutritious, but it's comforting, it's vibrant, and best of all, you can really use any vegetables that you have on hand. You can use what's in season, and hey, if you don't like salmon, you can swap it out for another protein. I'm gonna show you the technique for how to make perfect fried rice. I've also got a few secret ingredients that take this salmon fried rice over the top. All right, let's start with the rice. You can use white rice or brown rice for this recipe. I prefer a basmati or a jasmine rice, which they both have so much flavor. I'm using brown rice today, which I love because it's more nutritious, it's got more fiber, but you could totally use like leftover cooked rice. Now here's the trick though when it comes to fried rice, is you don't wanna use just cooked rice, because if it's hot, it's gonna turn mushy and it's gonna absorb a lot of oil and it's not gonna get crispy. And the best part about fried rice is that the rice gets crispy. So you wanna either cook it ahead, you can cook it a day or two ahead, you can use leftover cooked rice, or here's a little hack. If you don't have a lot of time, but you need to cool down your rice quickly, cook the rice, spread it out on a parchment-lined baking sheet, and then pop it in the fridge for about an hour. And that way, it's gonna cool, the rice is gonna form like a little skin, and then when it hits that oil, it's gonna get crispy and not mushy. So now that the rice is ready to go, I'm gonna grab the salmon.
Season 1 pound of salmon with salt and pepper, then drizzle it with a touch of maple syrup, tamari, and fresh lime juice. Bake the salmon in a 400-degree oven until it is medium rare.
All right, let's talk vegetables. I love packing my fried rice with vegetables. I always love to incorporate greens. Today I'm using kale, but you could use bok choy, mustard greens, spinach, whatever you like. And then as far as the other vegetables go, I'm using a sweet bell pepper and a zucchini, but you guys, the options are endless. So the only trick I have for you is you wanna chop them really fine so that they incorporate well into the fried rice. That's the salmon. All right, the salmon looks great. So we're aiming for medium rare. So you can see how pink it is in there. This is medium rare. It's gonna continue to cook as it sits here. Then we're gonna flake it up and fold it into the fried rice at the end. So we'll know that we won't have dry salmon, we will have juicy, perfectly cooked salmon. Let the salmon cool just for a few minutes and then just flake it with 2 forks. Beautiful. You wanna preheat the biggest pan you own. You can absolutely use a wok, but any big flat bottom pan is gonna be fine. And add 2 tablespoons of neutral vegetable oil. And the most important thing is you wanna have all of your ingredients prepped before you start, because once you get started, the fried rice goes really quickly. We're gonna start by adding just the peppers and the zucchini. Ooh, that's the sound I like to hear. These take a little bit longer to cook than the greens, so we're gonna give them a jump start. If you want, you can add some salt, just go light on it. You can always add more. All right, after a minute or two, you can add those greens. And we're just looking for the greens to wilt down. Here's what you do, is you slide them off to one side of the pan, and then you add those aromatics. And that is ginger, garlic, and scallions. These only take 30 seconds to a minute to cook. We just wanna start to smell them. This is one of my little secret techniques for fried rice. We're gonna get them out of the pan. Now we're gonna add some more oil, another tablespoon or 2, and then we're going to add the cooked rice. Since the rice is on parchment paper, it makes it pretty easy to add actually. Hear that sizzle? That rice is gonna start to fry in the oil and get nice and crispy. Spread it out in an even layer and then kind of leave it alone for a few minutes and let it start to get nice and toasty on the bottom. So now we can add the vegetables back into the skillet. Now for my favorite part, we are gonna season this up. So I have some tamari, which is gluten-free. I'm gluten-free, but you can use soy sauce here. I have some fish sauce. This is gonna add some of that umami saltiness. And then, secret ingredient, a teaspoon of maple syrup. Totally not traditional, but it adds that touch of sweetness that just balances all the flavors. Turn off the heat, remove the pan from the heat, and then we're gonna add the salmon. We wanna add the salmon off the heat. The rice is nice and hot. It's going to finish cooking that salmon. You know what? I'm not adding the salmon skin. Don't add the salmon skin. Leave the salmon skin behind. And we're gonna fold this in. Okay, 2 last ingredients, lime juice, and then some hot sauce. You can use sriracha, you can use a chili garlic sauce, you can even use plain hot sauce. All right guys, fried rice is ready to serve. So a few things, you wanna give it a taste because you might wanna add a little bit more fish sauce or lime juice. You can really adjust it to what you like. I know it looks like a ton of fried rice, but my family of 4 can polish this off, no problem. And then I always love to add something fresh and something crunchy. So we've got some chopped peanuts and then some fresh mint or cilantro, maybe a mix of both. All right, time for the best part. Let's give it a taste. Oh, that salmon is so juicy. You get that hint of sweetness, the spice, the saltiness, and then that pop of lime and the fresh herbs on top. The full recipe with all of the ingredients and all of the measurements is below. I've also included a link to my website where you can find a ton of other wholesome, easy to make, family-friendly, gluten-free meals. If you found this helpful, if you like this recipe, don't forget to like and subscribe below. I'm Nikki Sizemore, this is From Scratch Fast, and I will see you next time.